Hi students, in my last class I already delivered 2 lectures regarding of pointers. Just we are going to little bit slow to understanding of this concept very clearly. I am giving number of examples. Of course it's taking the time to explain the concept, each class 45 minutes, 44 minutes like that. But I hope that you are understanding the concept clearly. The coding with the examples, the real-time examples, figuratively explaining of the concept. So just have a patience and watch the video till the end and understand the concept very clearly. That's very important. Now we are going to next level. In my last 2 lectures, especially in this chapter, we discussed regarding of pointers, address, as well as ampersand operator, that is reference operator, asterisk, that means difference operator or indirection operator, a difference between the normal variable and pointer variable, how the pointer variable directing the normal variable. I also discussed definition of the pointer and with the coding, observing of the small programs, how they are executing, how the compiling, how code is running, how they are showing the output. You have seen all these details last 2 video lectures. Now in this lecture I am going to ask you, or you may have the one doubt, that is, why pointers in C++? Why pointers in C++? We will see. Along with that, we will see advantages and disadvantages of pointers. So, because this is also very important, when you are going to use the concept pointers, you should know the benefits as well as drawbacks, advantages at the same time, disadvantages that are there in pointers. So look at here, why C++ use pointers? Why C++ use pointers? By using a pointer variable, we can implement dynamic memory allocation. The first point, why C++ using pointers? Simple thing is implement of dynamic memory allocation. Implement of dynamic memory allocation. Second point, pointers are more efficient in handling array and structures. So arrays, structures, handling, simple, the transactions, memory allocations, memory retrieval, translating, swapping, increment, decrement, changing. So simple, these all operations in structures and arrays. So pointers are more efficient in handling array and structure. The second point, why pointers in C++? Pointers allow references to function and thereby helps in passing of functions as arguments to other functions. So simply passing the functions, function arguments. Do all of you know about how to pass the arguments one class to another class? That I have discussed in print function, how objects are passing as arguments in print function one class to another class. But the pointers also allow reference to function and thereby helps in passing of function as arguments to other function. So function send as argument to the another function. Remember functions are there now. All of you know about the member functions and data members. Here member function can pass as an argument to the another function to access all the data within that function with the help of the pointer. Just to mention the point reference, and then we can use these functions in another function as a arguments, and it produces the compact and efficient code. Compact and efficient code. The pointers will produce the compact and efficient code. Efficient code means so efficiently execution, the accuracy, efficiency. Okay, it provides the very powerful tool. Pointer provide alternative way to accessing array element. Pointer provide alternative way to accessing array element. We will see about this point when we are going to discuss pointers in array. Okay. So what are the rules for pointer? We will see the rules for pointer also. So already we have seen syntax of pointer, and now we will see the rules for pointer. An asterisk before variable in declaration tells the compiler that is a pointer. Simple. It means what? Asterisk before a variable is the asterisk before a variable. P is the variable. So asterisk before a variable in declaration tells the compiler that is a pointer. Simple. Take another example for this. It's a star asterisk. Okay. Now P T R. This is a pointer. So asterisk will tell the compiler that is a pointer variable. That is the first rule. Second one, an ampersand before a variable means that you are referring to the address of the variable, not its content, is called referencing. So ampersand means, all of you know about, I discussed entire class regarding of the ampersand and asterisk symbols. So ampersand C, here what is telling, it gives the preference to the address of the C but not to the content of the C variable. Okay, for example, C equal to 5. Okay, we are not giving importance to the value of C, but we are giving the importance to the address of C, that is called ampersand C. We are giving importance to the address of the C, not to the value of C. Next one, an asterisk before pointer variable in the code means that you are differencing or trying to access the value in the variable that holds the address of the another variable. Okay. An asterisk before a pointer variable in the code means that you are differencing or trying to access the value in the variable that holds the address of the another variable. Simple. Asterisk, okay, asterisk ptr equal to C ampersand C. Or it means this asterisk is showing that you are accessing the address of C to pointer ptr. Now we will see advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages in pointer? What are the disadvantages in pointers? Advantages. Till now I have covered why we are using pointers in C++. Second, rules for pointers in C++. Now advantages and disadvantages in C++. The first advantage, pointers are provide direct access to the memory. Direct access means time taking process very less, the execution also very efficient way. Okay, code execution also very efficiently it will done. So direct access It's very good. So it reduces the compilation time, at the same time it reduces the execution time also, because of the direct access not take the more time. That is the first advantage. Second, pointers allows us to return more than one value from the function. More than one value for the function. So it does help you to write the more than one number of values in a function. Third, reduce the execution time, already discussed. Reduce the execution time of the program. The pointers provide a way to perform dynamic memory allocation and deallocation. Dynamic memory allocation and deallocation is not following the sequence order. What is the meaning of dynamic allocation? Simple. Simply store the elements or data where it is possible or as soon as possible. Dynamically, it will allocate the memory. Just use the dynamic memory dynamically. So it may be allocation or deallocation, memory allocation or memory deallocation by the pointers. It's a very dynamic way. Okay, this is the advantage of the pointer. Disadvantages. So uninitialized pointers might cause segmentation fault. Uninitialized pointers might cause segmentation fault. Dynamically allocated block needs to be freed explicitly. Last point, if pointers are updated with incorrect value, it might lead to memory corruption. So these are the disadvantages: memory corruption, read explicitly, uninitialization of the points might cause the segmentation fault. These three are the disadvantages because of pointers in C++. Now we have seen rules. At the same time we have covered advantages, disadvantages. Now we are going to see how assigning a value to a pointer. Values to the pointer. Assigning of values to the pointer or pointer variable. Since pointers only hold address, when we assigning a value to pointer, that value has to be an address. One of the most common things to do with the pointers is have them hold the address of a different variables. To get the address of a variable, we use the address operator. Now listen, all of you know about pointers holding the address of the another variable. At the same time, while they are holding the address of the another variable, it's automatically having the grip of the value of that variable. Now listen, into value 5, into value equal 5, it is normal variable, into star ptr, it is a pointer variable. Assigning address of variable, value of tpr. All of you know about that, how we address assigning to the pointer. Simple, into pointer equal to ampersand value. That what you are doing, simply we are assigning the address of the normal variable to the pointer variable. Now listen, assigning a value to a pointer. So what we did in the previous slide, into value equal to 5, assigning the value to normal variable. Now the normal variable address assigning to the pointer. Look at here, ptr. Instead of the ptr, what is the value? Simple, the address of the normal variable enter into the inside of the pointer. So look at here, what is the address? 0012 is the address of the normal variable that located into the pointer. Now automatically access the address as well as value of that variable. This is called assigning value to a pointer. Now an example, #include IO stream using namespace std into main. Here int star ptr comma x. One is the pointer variable, second one is the normal variable. X equal 10, ptr equal to ampersand x, simply copying the or sending the address of the normal variable to the pointer. Now we can see x value, x address, ptr value and ptr address, everything already we discussed. This is the now address of the ptr and address of the x both are same, value of 10 and value of ptr also both are same. So types of pointers. So I don't want to discuss more about the types of pointers, but I want to just tell about how many types of pointers are there. Null pointer, while pointer, near pointer, or pointer, huge pointer, and generic or wide pointer. These are the types of pointers: null pointer, while pointer, near pointer, or pointer, huge pointer, and generic pointer. So are the types of pointers. So till now we discussed types of pointers. Now we'll see the pointer arithmetic. Pointer arithmetic. So all of you know about arithmetic means arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplications, and divisions. These are the operations that you are doing in programming languages. These operations called as arithmetic operations. So arithmetic operations in pointers. A C++ language allow you to perform integer addition or subtraction operations on pointers. Addition and subtractions operations on pointers. If ptr points to an integer, ptr plus 1 is the address of the next integer in memory after ptr. Memory after ptr. Look at it here. Try to understand. ptr is a point integer, and ptr plus 1 is the address of the next integer. Address of the next ptr plus 1 next integer. Address of the next. ptr is the integer. What is the next integer? ptr plus 1 is the next integer. ptr minus 1 is the previous integer. ptr minus 1 is the address of the previous integer before ptr. Note, the ptr1 does not return the memory address after ptr, but the memory address of the next object of the type that part ptr points to. Simple. Now ptr plus 1 also, it does not return the any address. What is the address of that one? It also points to the ptr address only. ptr plus 1 address also points to the ptr only. That we have to understand here. What you have to understand here, the ptr plus 1 does not write the any address, does not mention any address. The ptr plus 1 also point to the address of the ptr. First thing that we have to observe. Look at here. If ptr points to an integer, assuming 4 bytes, ptr plus 3 means 3 integers after ptr. ptr plus 3 means 3 integer after ptr, which is 12 memory, because 1 byte is equal to 4 bits. So 12 into means 3 into 4, 12. So which is 12 memory addresses after ptr. If ptr points to a char, which is always 1 byte, ptr plus 3 means 3 char after ptr, which is 3 memory address of the ptr. Like this, based on the size data type, it will refer to the next memory address. Okay, like this. When calculating the result of a pointer arithmetic expression, the compiler always multiplies the integer operand by the size of the object being pointed to. This is called scaling. When calculating the result of a pointer arithmetic expression, the compiler always multiplies the integer operand by the size. Compiler multiplies the multiplies the integer operand by its size. This is called scaling. Look at here, pointer arithmetic. some operations are given. We can do some arithmetic operations on pointers. Arithmetic operations on pointers. Z equal to star asterisk PTR asterisk 2. Z equal star PTR plus 10. Z equal star PTR slash 3. PTR plus plus and PTR minus minus. So first one is the multiplication, second one is the addition, third one is the division, fourth one is the increment, fifth one is the decrement. These all are what are arithmetic operations. So what is here? Simple. Star PTR is the pointer variable that has the another variable reference along with that value also. Okay, star PTR having the address of the normal variable at the same time normal variable value also. So these are the operations. Z equal to star PTR. PTR, what is the PTR? PTR here. What is the PTR? PTR is the name of the pointer variable. Name of the pointer. Z is the normal variable. PTR is the pointer variable. Z is a normal variable. This is increment, this is decrement. These are all called arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations. Sorry to say that here one thing that we have to observe. What that we have to observe? Simple. Here Z equal to star PTR by 3. Z equal to star PTR by 3. Division is not possible in pointers. Division is meaningless, so it's not possible in pointers. So it's true, but it's not true. Division is not possible in pointers. Division is not possible in pointers. Look at here. If the pointer contains address of an array element, then it is possible to perform subtraction on pointer. If the pointer contains address of array elements, then it is possible to perform subtraction on pointer. For example, P2 minus P1, valid. In other case, subtraction, multiplication, division of the pointer is not allowed. Subtraction, multiplication, division, pointer is not allowed. It is not allowed. Simple. P1 plus P2 invalid. P1 star P1 invalid. P1 P2 slash P1 invalid. We can compare two pointers to know which one is bigger or smaller. We can compare the two pointers. If pointer 1 less than pointer 2, if pointer 1 equal to pointer 2, pointer 1 less than or equal to pointer 2, pointer 1 greater than or equal to pointer 2. We can change the value of the variable through the value at operator. Value of the variable also we can change. Value of the variable also we can change. Simple. How? Simple. Look at here. A equal to 10. Okay. And PTR equal to ampersand of A. Now star PTR equal to 40. That means what? Automatically now A value will change. Star PTR represents the value of the normal variable. Then when you are assigning the party to the pointer variable, then automatically it will affect to the normal variable also. Look at here. Into main, into value equal to 7, into star PTR ampersand of value. Now Cout PTR. Okay, what is the PTR? Simple address of the normal variable. Next, C out ptr plus 1, then C out ptr plus 2, C out ptr plus 3. We will see the output. What is the output here? Simple. I already told to you what I told. Here, when you are talking about the ptr plus 1 and ptr minus 1, it will take the next integer value. Now, ptr is the value address of the value. Now ptr plus 1 is the now 20111117 is the first one ptr address, then 2012FF80. So what next integer value taken, then ptr plus 2, and what is the difference between 1 and 4 bits, so immediately 84, then 3, again 4. So now next integer value it is taking for address is pointing to the ptr plus 1, ptr plus 2, ptr plus 3. This are increasing the net, taking the next integer values and pointing to the same address, pointing to the ptr only. So pointer arithmetic, comparing the two pointers, and they both are equal or not, how we will check? Look at here. In pointers, we are checking that two pointers are there, both are equal or not. It is possible, as is possible. This operation is called arithmetic operation in pointers, arithmetic. Look at here. Into value 7, into star ptr equal to ampersand of value. All of you know that address of the value storing the pointer ptr. Then into star ptr equal to address of same value, it will storing again. And if ptr1 equal to ptr2, now comparing the two pointers ptr1 and ptr2, count pointer are equal, else C out pointer are not equal. So pointers are equal. Why? Because both are having the same address, and both are having the same value. What is the value? 7 is the value. Both are having the same address, both are having the same value, 7. So both ptrs are equal, ptr1 and ptr2 both are equal. Now listen, I already told in the last slide, ptr plus 1, ptr plus 2 and ptr plus 3, they are taking the next integer values. It's talking about here, each time pointer is incremented by 1, it points to the memory location of the next element of its base type. If p is a character pointer, then p plus plus will increment p by 1 byte only. If p were an integer pointer, its value on p plus plus would be incremented by 4 bytes. So the increment, the taking place of the next integer value, next position already depends on the data type. If a character, it may be 1 byte, and it would be the integer incremented in 4 bytes. The increment operator plus plus will increment the value of pointer according to the pointer's type. How it will increment? According to the pointer's type. The address will be incremented by the size of the pointer's type. So a pointer will change its value and will store the address of the next element of the pointer's type. For example, we have a pointer to an integer array. Look at here, int b3. b3 is a array. What is the size of the array? 3. What type of array? It is an integer type array. Next, int star a equal to b. Int star a equal to b. It means what? Simple. Address will be incremented by the size of the pointer's type. So the pointer will be changed its value and will store the address of the next element of the pointer's type. For example, we have pointer and an integer way. Look at here. Initially this pointer stores the value of the start address of the memory. Okay. If we will increment a plus plus, it will change its value to the next integer in the array. Look at here. 1 2 3 1 2 3. So this is the first position, increment is the second position. Arrow is moving, look at here. Arrow is just moving from one place to another place. This is because of the increment operator. Because of the increment, just you will going to take the next integer value. First it is initial stage, next one goes to the second place. Decrement. What will happen? Decrement, simple. It comes back to the original position. Increment it go forward, decrement is come backward, and just changing of the direction. At the same time, increment will take the next element position and decrement will take the next previous positions. So these are the decrement increment operators that works in a arithmetic. We can add or subtract an integer value from a pointer. The addition of the value n to a pointer will forward to the pointer to the next n elements of the pointer type. For example, we can increment the value of a pointer by 2. A equal to a plus 2. This will change the pointer a to store address of the third element of the type. A equal to a plus 2. A equal to a plus 2. What is a value? 2. A plus 2. Just imagine. A value is 1. A plus 2. 3 become 3. Because third element of the array. Look at here. In the program, a small program, example program is given using of the pointers, especially in arithmetic operations. Pointer arithmetic. Here we are talking about what? We are talking about what? Arithmetic operations in a pointers. Okay. Now look at here. Int b3 is the array declaration. Int a star equal to b. This is the pointer assigning the b address, and c out a value. What is a value? Shows the b value is the a value. A plus plus increment the, that means incrementation. A minus is decrementation. A equal to a plus 2. It is the adding up the stuffs. You will see output when we come to know about this. What is the output? What is the output here? A equal to b. Simple. The address of the, what is address of the b? Base address of the b assigning to the a pointer. Next a plus plus, a minus minus, again a equal to a plus 2. First thing, address of the b assigning to the pointer a. Now address of the b, a base address stored into the pointer a. Now what is the address of the a now? OX6FFE30 is the address. Now increment a plus plus, a plus plus. Okay, when the a plus plus is there, how many bytes it will increment? So 34. Okay, 34. Again a minus minus, and subtract the 4 again. Then it will come back to the original position. Then a equal to a plus 2. What is the a value? A value is equal to, what is the value? What is the value? A value equal to 30. I am talking about last number. A plus 2 that means adding of 8 bits. Adding of 8 bits, that means 30 plus 8, 38. 30 plus 8, 38. Okay, if you think that A equal to okay, A plus 4, then what is the value? Simple. The value will be 46. If value A equal to, just imagine, if it talks about A equal to A plus 3, then what is the value? 4. 3 into 4, 12. Add 12 into the 30. 30 is the actual value, A value. Now plus 3, add the bytes, 12 is equal to 42, and here is the, when become 3, it is become a 42. So it is 4, it become a 46. 5, 50. 4 bytes difference. One integer value, 4 bytes adding to the next position it will take. Next value it will take. Okay. It will take the like this next values, memory locations. So I hope that you understand. Once again I want emphasizing on this program. Here, how to declare the function array declaration. Int b3, the size of the array, int star a equal to b, just you are saving the base address of array b into the pointer a. Then you want to show what is the address, you will show the address of the base of the array. Then a plus plus increment, how many bytes? 4 bytes. Then a minus, again 4 minus, actual position 30. If a equal to a plus 2, a value you know 30, plus 2 8, totally 38. This is the incremental and decrement addition in a pointers and arithmetic operations. Here some values are given. Can we change or not in a pointers? Can we change or not in a pointers? Able to change p and star p. Say we able to change into star p. Into star p. P ampersand star p. Simple into star p. It's able to change p but not star p. Into star constant p. Able to change star p but not p constant in star p. Unable to change the p or star p. Constant into constant. These are able and unable. Pointers and functions. Call by value and call by reference. Call by value and call by reference. So we will see. Still now we discuss about the arithmetic operations. Now we discuss about the arithmetic operations. Now in our next lecture we are talking about the pointers and functions. Pointers and functions. So call by value and call by reference. Already we discussed call by value and call by reference in previous lectures. What is the call by value and what is the call by reference? So what is the use of the call by value and call by reference? What is the advantages, disadvantages? And call by value, call by reference. So actual parameters and real parameters. Actual parameters are real parameters. And call by value, when you call the value, original value will not affect. And call by reference, when you change the original value, automatically when you change the parameters automatically, that parameters will affect the original parameters. That is called call by reference. When you change the parameters, that will not affect the original parameters, that is called the call by value. We will see what is the call by value and call by reference in our forthcoming lectures. Today in this class, in this lecture, I am talking about pointers arithmetic operations and advantages and disadvantages. I also mentioned rules. I also mentioned why C++ pointers are using. I explain all these things in this lecture. First one is why pointers in C++. Second point, advantages and disadvantages. Third point, rules of pointers. Fourth point, arithmetic operations in pointers. And next topic, pointers and functions, we are going to discuss in forthcoming lecture. Thank you so much.